What's up, guys? Blade Master here. Going to be bringing you some more Blade Balance tournament battles. We're still in round one, which means that we're still going to be playing in Monster GS, or we're going to be watching this match in Monster GS. This is a pretty cool match. I hope because it's against factions that we haven't seen yet in the Blade Balance tournament so far. Pretty powerful factions, though. I guess that's why we haven't really seen them. It's going to be Bakshia versus Pontus, aka Gannicus versus Berzerker. And this is before the New Year's update, of course, which means that for one thing, like the Pontic Peltus wouldn't have, their special abilities. I believe I gave them Shield Wall, but yeah, they don't have that now. But anyways, let's take a look at Bakshia brought by Gannicus. He's brought a total of 4 thorax swords, and they're kept in separate contingents, along with a total of 4 Bactrian Hillmen. No, only 2 Bactrian Hillmen. He's got a Bactrian Royal Guard General. Of course, the Bactrian Royal Guard have 30 weapon damage now. He's brought a couple of Levy Pikemen, and I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to maybe utilize this, but this little pocket, but this is not impassable terrain, so the enemy can just bypass him this way. So I think it's better if he just keeps his Levy Pikemen in the forest, because it looks like Pontus brought a lot of skirmishers. He's brought a total of 4 Bactrian Royal Horse, a Bactrian Noble Horse, and Bactrian Noble Horse, of course, deadliest melee cavalry in the game, very, very cost effective. 1 Bactrian Peltis and a couple of Eastern Slingers, and of course 2 Levy Pikemen. So let's take a look at, and of course 4 Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers who are moving onto the left flank, or rolling up the right flank of Pontus and Berzerker. Berzerker, on the other hand, has brought a total of 2 Eastern Slingers on the right, whom he's going to whom he's going to try and attack the Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers with. He's brought a solitary Eastern Slinger up in front, and a total of 3 Bronze Shield Pikemen, including a Bronze Shield Pikeman General, in the center. A total of 2 Pontic Peltus, which is a really cool unit. A solitary mercenary naked swords, and a Thuria Spear on the right flank, a Thuria Spear on the left flank. A 4th Bronze Shield Pikeman that's over here, and this little house is going to be impassable terrain, so good using the Bronze Shield Pikeman like that. A Mercenary Celtic Warrior, and a final 4th Eastern Slinger, and a total of 4 Cappadocian Cav, I believe. No, it's only 2 Cappadocian Cav. Is it? I thought I saw 4. Looks like only 2 Cappadocian Cav, and I know he brought some Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers himself. I just don't know where the extra Cappadocians and the extra Scythian Horse Archers are at this moment. They're probably, hiding in some forest somewhere. Have to keep an eye out for them. Maybe Berzerker has gone super MLG and kept like a bunch of cavalry on this little patch of woods there. So for now, the Levy Pikemen taking fire from the Eastern Slingers. The Easterns, I think a pretty cool use of archers would be against pikes, because archers have the high weapon damage, and first of all, for pikes you don't really need to worry about armor penetration. They have decent armor, but they have such low miss block chance that even low armor penetrating damage, or low armor penetrating shots of arrows will just kill them off quicker, in my opinion. Eastern Slingers here, meanwhile, getting a bunch of kills or a couple of kills on the Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers. Here, 2 more extra Cappadocian Cavalry, kept in bait, trying to be super sneaky as Berzerker. Well done there. The Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers, though, get a beautiful volley and get 3 kills on Mercenary Cappadocian Cav. So a bit premature pulling in his Cappadocian Cav from the forest. The Bactrian Peltus here sort of wasting their ammo, or definitely wasting their ammo, on Eastern Slingers, but they are firing into their rear, at least killing a couple of them. A bunch of holes being poked in, and he should be using the Bactrian Noble Horse to maybe charge into the Eastern Slingers. Of course, he does risk getting his Noble Horse showered with javelins from Thuria Spears. Here, instead, he's going to charge into the Thuria Spears. Doesn't look like the Thuria Spears were had fire drill turned on, so they do get some bracing bonuses, but still lose a lot of men against the Bactrian Noble Horse. The Noble Horse do lose 1 unit in the process, but now the Bactrian Royal Guard General is going to come in with a fresh charge, active charge against the Thuria Spears. So the Thuria Spears are basically dead. It's just that it's going to take them a bit of time before they die, because they're in square formation. Here, clean charge with the Bactrian Noble Horse against the Cappadocian Cav, but the extra Cappadocian Cav coming into support. But of course, the four Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers are going to make their presence felt that way by just firing into this blob, killing off the Bactrian Noble Horse in the process, but then killing 2 Cappadocian Cav too. Here, Pontic Peltus here just got charged at by a by Bakshia Noble Horse, and he's meanwhile pulling away the rest of his line and reforming them. I'm not really sure why he's doing this, but in any case, it means that the Bronze Shield Pikemen of the powerful Bronze Shield Pikemen of Pontus won't have a solid target to just straight up charge into. Destroys a lot of the Pontic Peltis. Okay, yeah, never mind. They didn't look like they got many kills. 44 kills. A lot of them have been on the Eastern Slingers as well. And here, the Bronze Shield Pikemen just taking solid fire from the Bakshia Peltis. I would love to see the Bakshia Peltis use quick reload and precision shot now, just to maximize their damage. Remember, there's no real use. Oh, there we go. He's used. He's using both. There we go. That's what makes these guys special. If you don't use their abilities, they're honestly not that great. He's used the abilities, but now he's forced to pull back because he's taking a lot of fire from the enemy Peltis. Coming in with the Thorax Swordsman, and meanwhile he's just rolled up the Berzerker's right flank, and then now the Bronze Shield Pikemen are not in Pike phalanx. We see these crucial mistakes being committed quite a lot. I guess it's just that people haven't been used to playing with pikes too much, so getting this is kind of like new territory for them. But yeah, now he's using Pike Phalanx on his general, and the general will kill off the Thorax Swordsman very quickly. The Bakshia Noble Horse have lost a ton of men, but they've almost got a single experience shot on this one. Just got a clean charge onto Mercenary Naked Swords, albeit they are half strength, but they still will get that double XP shot run before they die. The two more Cappadocian Cav are at full strength, but that's purely because Berzerker used them very conservatively. Smartly done there. The Bakshia Noble Horse now forced to chase after the Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers. They're going to have a whale of a time just running away. And now the problem with the ballsy maneuver of the Bakshia Noble Horse means that there's no real reinforcements for Bakshia, for Berzerker, while his cavalry do a lot of killing, but it's very easy for them to get overwhelmed. The Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers are supposed to be used as support, but they're getting destroyed by the Eastern Slingers, I would suspect, as well as the Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers. They have too many targets for them to hit, so they can't really provide, they can't be of much support to the Bakshia Noble Horse, who themselves are getting overwhelmed with against Pikes and Cappadocian Cav. As you can see, the Bakshia Noble Horse losing very, very quickly there. So Berzerker is turning the tide of the battle sort of in his favor, although he lost a lot of the crucial early engagements. And here the Bakshia Noble Horse get a beautiful charge on the Mercenary Naked Swords, but then I'm sure they're going to lose a lot of men to the Bronze Shield Pikemen. Taking a javelin volley from the Mercenary Celtic Warriors and forced to pull away, but they just destroy Mercenary Naked Swords. Naked Swords, tough unit, and they could be a very dangerous unit against a front line of Thorax Swordsmen. I haven't seen the pikes being used at all yet. But now the Thorax Swordsmen going to kill off the rest of the Mercenary Naked Warriors, but then the Bronze Shield Pikemen are really going to make their presence felt now. They're going to get a lot of kills on Thorax Swordsmen because they're bunched up as well. No more Cav left, no more Bakshia Noble Horse? No, there's one at 70 men left. So he's going to retreat with that unit. Smartly done, because he'd probably want to use them a bit more conservatively. Now Berzerker has the cavalry advantage in terms of numbers, so he wants to be conservative with them, kind of protect his Bakshia Peltis and Eastern Slingers there, and instead use his strength in mainland infantry to try and win him out the battle. Just focusing fire on the Bronze Shield Pikemen here, killing off a lot of them. That Bakshia Hillman got 8 kills on Bronze Shield Pikes with their javelin volley. Not really sure where the Bakshia Peltis are firing into. Yeah, they're all firing into the Bronze Shield Pikemen. And look at that, the general is getting clobbered there. But a lot of these pikemen are being used to great effect against the Thorax Swordsmen. So Berzerker using them pretty well. No real action happening on the left flank of Pontus. It's going to take a while before it's smartly done. He wanted to use the solitary Bakshia Noble Horse, pull them away, and then try to use them in an area where the Cappadocian Cav were not there. But of course, Cappadocian Cav just running around chasing after them. Meanwhile, the Bronze Shield Pikeman is getting destroyed. That's the biggest problem of having a pikeman general. The Bakshia Peltis, look at that, 11 shots per minute and 36 missile damage. Still probably have a couple of javelin volleys left. Microing them excellently. He knows that he needs to conserve their ammo. The Bronze Shield Pikemen, still a couple of them are alive and actually hale and healthy. So he still has his work cut out for him. The Thorax Swordsman losing decisively against the Pikes, and he doesn't really have any any cavalry to roll around the flanks anymore and just kill them off that way. Mercy Scythian horse archers have done pretty decently, and it's really up to the general to come in as a flanking force and then get crucial rear charges on the rest of the bronze shield pikes. The Bakshia noble horse are going to do a good job holding out the Cappadocian cav, and now it's smart. He pulled away. Some really cool moves by Gannicus here. He's pulled away his Bakshia noble horse, got them into the reinforcement range of his eastern slingers, and then used the eastern slingers to kill off the Cappadocian cav. Remember, I think the Cappadocian cav had quite a few more men than the Bakshia noble horse, so he used his slingers to a very effective degree there. Pontic Peltis here almost got a single XP shove on. Livy Pikemen took out Pike phalanx and then just chased right after them. But now the Bronchi Pikemen are going to try and hit them in the rear. But that opens up their bum for a bunch of Baktria Peltis and Eastern Slinger fire, which is just perfect. That's not a good move by Berzerker in my opinion. He should instead just keep forcing his way forward. Losing that Cappadocian cab was massive. If he didn't take the bait of the Bakshia noble horse and instead just charged into the Bakshia Peltis and Eastern Slingers, it could have been very, very difficult for Gannicus to win this game in the late stages. But I think Gannicus has quite a bit, has a much bigger chance of winning this game now, because he has a lot of slingers who probably have quite a bit of ammunition left. And the enemy and Berzerker with Pontus doesn't really have much in the way of skirmishes. One Pontic Peltis who've done pretty decently, and an Eastern Slinger at full strength, and that's it. Meanwhile, an Eastern Slinger here and an Eastern Slinger there, and I believe the Bakshia Peltis still have some ammo left. So now the Eastern Slingers are going to get chased off by the Pontic Peltis. Sorry, the Pontic Peltis do have decent, melee attack, melee damage, blah blah blah. Thorax Swordsman forced to engage against the Bronze Shield Pikeman here. And look at that, the Bronze Shield Pikeman just getting so many kills on the Thorax Swordsman so quickly. I don't think the Mercy Scythian horse archers were used optimally, but they were used, relatively smartly. Gannicus played with them pretty well. Used them as a good supporting unit, but then he didn't really know how to respond once Berzerker just used his Eastern Slingers to kill them off while they were supporting the Bakshia noble horse. Should have instead used the Baktian Hillmen as supporting units, kind of in a Levy Freeman role. The Baktian Hillmen here going to fire instead into the Eastern Slingers. The Levy Pikemen, the Bronze Shield Pikemen going to just destroy them in a matter of seconds. But instead, but while they do that, the Thoria Spears get charged by Mercy Scythian horse archers. A couple of Thorax Swordsmen at 108 men is going to kill off the rest of these Thoria Spears though. They haven't really been very cost effective. It is proving to be quite an end to this battle, very close. Don't really know how which way it's going to go, because the Bronze Shield Pikemen at 150 men still remain, Thoria Spears at 54 men still remain, and a Bronze Shield Pikeman that's at full strength still remains. But it looks like the Mercy Scythian horse archers still have ammo left, which really, it makes the fact even more clear that Gannicus shouldn't have used his Scythian horse archers that aggressively. Bakshia Peltis again getting good shots on the on the Bronze Shield Pikemen. Shouldn't be moving them around anymore though, because every time he does that, he's kind of missing out on the opportunity of using their double ability strength properly. Should instead just be firing into the front of these Bronze Shield Pikes. Get a lot of kills on them. But yeah, slowly but steadily, continuous charges from the Scythian horse archers is killing off the rest of these Thoria Spears. Bronze Shield Pikemen though, again, they're just going to be very, very tanky, and it's going to take more than a couple of charges from shitty horse archers to make them rout. Here, Thorax Swordsman just charging into the front of pikes, can't really do much. The Bronze Shield Pikemen just getting so many kills. But now the Bakshia Royal Guard, you got to remember, charging in with elite spears, their charge gets reflected onto them, and elite spears have quite a powerful charge bonus, 29 in the Bakshia Royal Guard. So yeah, that could be potentially very deadly for them. Now these Bronze Shield Pikemen reforming, that's the problem of having an attack order with them, but they are getting a shit ton of kills in the process too. That's why I want to keep these guys at a higher unit count, because while they did reform, because they were at a higher unit count, they could occupy more space, and that means at least some of them would still attack, would still present the front of pikes to the enemy unit. Pontic Peltis here getting charged at by Bakshia Peltis. Pontic Peltis, I believe, have much better. Well, the Bakshia Peltis have lower melee attack, but slightly higher weapon damage. No. It's basically the same. It's just that Pontic Peltis have got better melee defense. And here it looks like the Bakshia Royal Guard are just recharging some of these bronze shield pikes. They've done very well. They are down. They're very low on man count though, so that is another thing to be worried for Gannicus to be worried about. Eastern Sling are still fighting. They are going to be the crucial, the clutch factor that's going to win in the battle. But he's using them on the wrong units. He should stop using them on the Pontis now, and then he should just fire into the rear of pikemen. Well, in any case, army losses now for the bronze shield pikemen. That is kind of a big deal, because the bronze shield pikemen, they could just win out this game by themselves, but it looks like the Eastern Slingers probably have a bit too much ammo left with them. So that's what is going to help Gannicus win this battle. Very fun game 1 or round 1 in the Blade Balance tournament. Thank you to Gannicus for sending this to me. This was sent a really long time ago. I'm glad I finally got around to it. Here you can see the pikes being used to insane effectiveness by Berzerker. 2 of them getting double experience chevrons, 2 of them getting single experience chevrons. The Cappadocian Cav though, if he used the Cav a bit better, and especially that one cavalry, if he didn't take the bait of chasing down the enemy Bakshia noble horse and instead charged straight into the slingers, he could have easily won this game. Because at the end of the day, it was the slingers that helped win Gannicus the battle, because they had extra ammo left, and that made the bronze shield pikemen at the end waver because of army losses. If there were no slingers, then 2 bronze shield pikemen would have easily destroyed whatever was remaining of Bakshia. As you can see, very few thorax swordsmen were left. The Baktrian Royal Guard, actually Gannicus was a bit lucky that the Baktrian Royal Guard the general didn't die. If the general died, then the game would have been over. Bakshia would have lost. Very close game. The Bakshia Peltis were used to pretty decent effectiveness. At the end of the day, they got a single experience chevron, so you can't really fault them for being non-cost effective or something. Mercedes Kitty and Horsachas, a couple of them got a single experience chevron. The other 2, I think they just got shot to pieces by some of the Eastern Slingers. But besides that, the Eastern Slingers for Pontus didn't really do much. He had the skirmish superiority. He really should have killed off at least some of the enemy Eastern Slingers. But I guess he was too busy chasing after or trying to fire at the Mercedes Kittians. Also allowed his skirmishers to get chased down by Bakshia Noble Horse very easily. We could see early game miss micro from the Berzerker, even in the match that he played against me a long time ago. But yeah, you guys go check it out. Maybe I'll put that as a card, but it was like a long time ago. I don't even know what's the name of the battle anymore. But yeah, Berzerker, if you're watching this, let me know what the name of that battle was that I fought against you. I was Odrysian Kingdom and he was Galatia, I believe. But yeah, that was also a very fun battle. Blade balance. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this battle, and Gannicus moves on to round 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. Peace.